Hey everyone, welcome back to Aliens on Toast Gaming, and today we're playing as the MAIA, and I have got my reasons for that. So, last episode we're playing as the Rex, and I finished off the episode saying that next time I was in the Isle, I would be nesting, and that would be great, except there hasn't been more than 3 people on that progression server since I last logged on. Like, no matter what time of the day it is, there is no more than 3 people ever online. So, I decided, let's play as a dinosaur I can actually stay alive on. Now there's a lot more people on this server, but had there been less, I could have just eaten plants and survived and been on my merry way. So I'm going to be playing a herbivore for that reason, and I'll probably be playing a herbivore for some time. Now, our goal at the moment is to get on top of those hills there and get as many bushes as possible in our stomachs, because we're going for the shant. And we're not going to play the casual KOS shant that everyone probably knows and fears. We're going to play kind of the herd protector shant. We're going to team up with some people. We're gonna hang around them for a bit. Doesn't look like anyone's following me, which is good. We're not going to be murderous, as most shants usually are. Because, I mean, the last time I did something that was kind of KOS-y, I can't remember the name of the video, it was like, playing as the shant, making enemies, or something like that. It was after I'd made friends, or was trying to make friends over at Trilakes, and they killed the MAIA that I was with, and I got angry and tried to kill them because of it. But at the same time, I didn't need to, and I still, to this day, feel bad about playing as such a douchebag shant. Because, I mean, I didn't need to kill those guys, I could have just been on my merry way. Defending the MAIA is a different story. But killing everybody afterwards is not necessary. So that's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to be playing as defensively as possible, not offensively. Oh hey, there is a Dryo just here. Hello, little buddy. I probably should not have made much sound, because that's going to echo off everywhere. This guy seems pretty chill, though. He doesn't seem like he's concerned. And I am lagging like crazy. Eat that plant. Is that an infinite plant? Have we found ourselves an infinite plant? Ah, yes, perfect, we have. That is fantastic. So I could, essentially, just sit here and forever eat this one plant that's on the ground here, and constantly gain progression points. And you know what? I might just do that, because it's so much faster. It's not that much faster, but when you've got shitty ping and you're vibrating around the place like crazy, it does make it faster. But to be shant, I could just walk from this hill to a hill over there, or stay at this hill, log out, log in. Playing as a herbivore is pretty shitty. Okay, so here's something that is a little bit weird about most of the herbivores at the moment, and that is I've got myself an infinite supply of food sitting right in front of me, and I still can't keep up with how much hunger I'm losing per tick or per minute. So I've eaten 100 plants, and I'm still losing hunger each time it ticks down. I cannot get back up to full hunger and then, like, maintain that. Like, I somehow managed to now, of course, as soon as I start actually talking about it. But the problem's been, every time I hit 226, which is the max hunger I get, I still end up starving out. And this is going to be even worse when we become a shant, because the shant loses way more hunger than we do. And essentially, we're screwed. Look, we're back down to 199, so we've got to eat 26 plants in the next minute. So, holy shit, we're just like a giant fridge. We've got to just hold all our food inside us forever and constantly eat it. Like, moving down to Marsh Lake could be a problem, because we might starve out on the way down there. That is crazy. And if I was in, like, on the brink of starvation, maybe I had 26 hunger left, or even I had started starving, I would really, really struggle to get past 30 hunger, if that. And it is ridiculous. Like, I don't know why the hunger stats were changed for the herbivores if the progression for them was still this broken. I mean, it was already hard enough to get to MAIA and Shant back in, like, well, not hard, but I mean, it was challenging to say the least. You had to find a particular group of plants and constantly eat, and essentially keep yourself fed for the most part, especially as a trike. Like, you could go from one place to the next, but then you had to spend the next 30 minutes eating food. But now it's like, if you leave the food patches, you're very likely to die. And that's very, very concerning. It means that herbivores essentially are restricted to the places where food is plentiful around water sources. So think think marsh. Try a little bit, but not really. The big one is going to be the swamp. Oh, have we extended? We've eaten this entire source. Okay. We're going to have to move down to marsh then. But swamp is going to be the big one, because there's food everywhere. Not necessarily progression food, but food nonetheless. And it's going to be hard anywhere else other than marsh or swamp, because there's not that much herbivore food. Center Lake has a little bit, if you decide to go off into like the hills surrounding the lake. There's a little bit of food around, but that's it. All the other lakes are pretty much screwed. You're not going to see herbivores there unless it's a KOS herbivore or a herbivore looking... No, it would only be the KOS herbivores or someone who's lost. That would be the only reasons. For example, over at the lake up there, what's it called? The leaky tank. The leaking tank. There's no reason for a Shant or a MAIA or anything to go up there, because it would starve out on the trip over there and then would not be able to get its food back. There's no way it would be able to recover from that. And like, we're going to be taking a risk just heading from here to marsh. I mean, I'll take a look just before we leave. I'll try and get up to full hunger as much as I can. But it's going to be tricky. I mean, at the very least, like, it should be maybe 5 hunger per plant, I guess. But I don't know. And that's just one of the problems that is facing the Isle at the moment. I've been finding that I play less and less of the Isle nowadays, simply because, well, A, is because a lot of the dinosaurs are broken and unplayable, such as the Shant. B, is because after Sandbox was released, there's nobody online. I mean, well, there is tons of people in the Sandbox servers, but no one goes to the progression servers. And, I mean, Sandbox is fine and all for practicing dinos, but when you've literally got, like, no consequences for any actions, it becomes so boring so quickly. So they need, like, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of aspects of this game at the moment which are in a kind of flux, and I think that is the problem with the progression at the moment, is it's in too much of a flux to actually be considered playable. So I think after I play as the MAIA for a little bit and I go get a drink down at this marsh lake, I think from now on I'm going to be playing Sandbox until the progression stuff is fixed. We might try trialing out Dino v Dino type stuff. So like, who would win against a Giga or a Rex? I mean, just in a standard fight. Or maybe we'll see if we can set up a kind of group fight system. Maybe having 3 Shants versus 1 Rex or 1 Giga and seeing who comes off better. Because at this point in time, progression is too broken to stay playing. You're either going to play as a small tier herbivore or you starve out. And it's due to both the hunger drop rate and people just not being online. I mean, if the servers were full, you'd be fine to play as a carnivore. You could survive eating people quite easily because you get more than 1 hunger per bite. But anyway, we're going to head down to Marsh Lake now. We're at 205 progression points. Let's actually, before we head down, we're going to see how much progression points we need for the Shant. I'm pretty sure it's 320, but that's just off the top of my head, and I cannot remember the specifics. So we're going to have to be quite careful down at Marsh, because there's a few plants down by the lake there, but we're going to have to pass through there to get to the big plant fields in the distance. But we'll figure out the exact target we're aiming for, hopefully get to Shant, see if we do starve out. To be honest, I'm not worried. I mean, at this point, it's either you play as a small tier herbivore, like I said, or you don't play at all, or you play Sandbox. So yeah, if my share dies, it's just over to Sandbox and 300, so we can do that. That's pretty doable. But to actually get there, we need to not starve out on the trip over. So we've got 180 hunger, and we were just fed in a minute, I swear, that we stopped to chat. We have already lost quite a considerable amount of hunger. So we're gonna have to make this trip quick and just stuff our faces as soon as we get there. It's gonna be tight. Okay, so we are getting a bit closer to marsh, and I want to be careful as we come in here because I want to try avoiding death as much as possible. I'm getting a bit of lag there. So essentially, I don't want to rush in too blind, even though I haven't seen any movement so far, so I don't know what to expect down at marsh. Haven't heard anything. Haven't seen any like text pop up from other herbivores saying, "Be careful, there's a Spino," or "Watch out for that berry," which is usually like the first tip off you get when you're running around as a herbivore. So yeah, we're gonna play this somewhat safe. We should be able to defend ourselves against most smaller carnivores. Think Utah and under. Even the aloe, I think we might be able to kind of hold off against, because we can break legs now. So I also mentioned in the last video that the map seemed really weird and kind of like it was missing parts. And I have been told... Can't see shit. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So, things like this, that's not good. So I've been told that the map has actually been corrupted somewhat and is actually unplayable in some areas. So it wasn't just my imagination, shit has actually broken in this game at the moment. Just with the ILV3, I think because they're focusing so much on ILV4, they haven't bothered fixing it. I don't even know if they can bother fixing it at this point. Carnos, I'm not sure if we can defend against. But hey, it looks like we made a friend. I gotta spin around and tell him I mean no danger. But it's not often you get a friendly Carno, because these guys, they need their food. They're gonna get out-competed by the larger carnivores. Think like the Rex and Giga and stuff like that. And this is so weird. I was not expecting to make a carnivorous friend on the move up here. We'll try and stick with this guy because he was friendly to us. If anyone's gonna kill us, holy shit. There's so much food. Looks like shit went down here. Holy crap, looks like Trikes have died and Rexes have died. Looks like a Shant over here, is it? Yeah, several Rexes. Holy shit. This is a massacre zone. But, you know, I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna eat around these rotting corpses. No wonder that Carno was friendly, because he didn't need to eat us. He didn't need to try and take us down because there was plenty of food already. Well, you know, I say that, but sometimes people are douchebags anyway. But this guy seems cool. I like him. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention was that it seems like we didn't quite starve out. We didn't actually pass a tick on the way down there, and I think that was quite lucky. We're at currently 174, so yeah, we passed one extra tick of hunger loss, I guess. I'm not sure why we didn't seem to lose as much as we did when we were standing still eating food. It could be because it was trying to give us less because we're eating blue plants, maybe? Because I know there used to be a bug where blue plants didn't give you food. What have we got? Something small. Just made a weird sound. Maybe a velociraptor? I'm not sure. Anyway, it used to be a glitch that blue plants didn't give you food, and you could starve out while trying to progress, which was so stupid. But I'm glad that that's at least kind of been fixed. Yeah, but like, that could be a reoccurring thing now, and I mean, looking at the state of the map, I mean, it's quite possible that other things have been corrupted as well, so maybe, just maybe, we have lost the ability to gain hunger points from these blue plants. I mean, I can't confirm that or deny that, because I don't know. I'm making speculation at the moment. Speculatory remarks is what I'm doing. Oh hell, there is a velociraptor over here. They're so small, I've forgotten how tiny the velociraptor is. But anyway, we might actually just risk running off up into the hills now, because we don't actually need to fill up as much as I thought we would. But before I do go, I'm going to say a nice hello to these carnivores up here for being so friendly, for being just gosh darn good people. Because, yeah, they didn't want to kill me, which was nice. Ah, what good people. Good old carnos. You can always trust them to have a laugh. I don't know if that's true or not, I'm just making that up as I speak. I mean, when I was a carno, I was a vicious son of a bitch, so who knows. Okay, so we're going to be heading up to the alpine, well, blue plant fields. Just to get that last 65 points till we get our Shant progression. And then, yeah, we might see where we spawn. If we spawn somewhere close by, that would be good. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to be in much competition with anything. Looking at that massacre down there, I'd say there's a very good chance that once we turn into a Shant, we're going to be the biggest dinosaur on the server. With the exception of maybe a Querta, if there is any, though I can't seem to see any running around anywhere. Though I think Pews end up dying even worse than Shants, so I'd be surprised if I saw one. But for now, we're going to make our way up this cliff, this sheer rock face in a second, because there's a nice little flat area where there's a lot of blue plants, and we should be able to get that last 60. Unless, like I mentioned before, some shit's gone and corrupted itself, who knows. Is it just up here? I don't know, our night vision is terrible. Everything's either far too exposed or far too underexposed. We can't see anything. Where the hell are the blue plants going? Alright, here they are. 65, we can do that. There's 3 big patches. There's this one, there's one over there in that direction, and there's one right at the base of that mountain in that little, little comet/meteor impact site looking doodad in the middle there. Where the sun's setting, right underneath that. In fact, this is like, look at this shit. This is idyllic. This is thumbnail material. Just staring off at the sunset, playing as a majestic, peaceful MAIA. It actually feels good to play kind of peaceful. I've been playing as a carnivore so much, I've forgotten what it's like not having to murder people. Unless they try to murder you, of course. But now that it's getting night, we can kind of chill. We can take a second just to collect our thoughts, because it's going to be very soon where we're going to be in that state where we're permanently dying and unable to keep up. But yeah, I want to test that. So once we turn into Shant, I'm going to open up the debug thing and watch how much hunger we lose each time to see if it at all would be possible to stay a Shant, to keep up with how much you lose in a minute. Because from what I've heard, it is completely broken, and I just want to see if that's true, and if so, how broken is completely broken. Is that all the blue plants in this little bit? We have to head in now? And holy crap, if I look that way, I'm like lag city. So let's just keep heading up here. Aha, here we go. We've got our plants, and I think we should have enough to log in. To log in? What? No, to progress to a Shant now. So once these guys have all been eaten, I'll sit down, progress, and we will be the Shant. It's kind of nice not having to stress about things eating us for a change. With all that food down at Marsh, there's not going to be much competition for meat, so... yeah, it should be nice. We'll see where we spawn, and we'll see what that hunger drop is. Here we go. Time for us to be the massive Shant. The Shantungosaurus, as it's formally called. So let's see where we spawn. Oh, we've actually spawned relatively close to where we were. But, holy shit, we start off on a half hunger, half thirst? That's terrible! Why? So 589, that's what our current hunger is on. So let's see what happens when we drop a tick of hunger. Okay, so we've lost our first tick of hunger, I think. But we only went down to 585, which means we lost 4 points. Which means Shant is totally playable. I mean, you could easily eat 4 things of food in a minute. That's weird. That's very odd. So yeah, Shant is totally playable. I mean, we might actually survive as a Shant. I don't know how long, because we're essentially a massive walking steak. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, damn. We lose less hunger than the MAIA does. That's weird. He's more playable than the MAIA is. Because MAIA lost 20, 30 points, I think it was. That's how much it lost each tick. Whereas the Shant's really, it's, yeah, 581. Yeah, it's only losing 4 points per tick. Shant is totally playable. I don't know what people were complaining about. The spawn in with half hunger, half food is half water is what I meant. Is weird. I don't know why that's a thing, but otherwise, this guy is totally playable. We might play this guy next time. Yeah, odd. Very odd. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm going to leave this episode here with my Shant casually lazing about on the beach. But I will see you guys in the next episode, so thank you very much, and bye!